Happy Saturday, Cadre. Barber Dave with Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. I've been doing these shootouts for the better part of 2 months now, and I wasn't going to do a video today, but you got to keep your fans happy, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I thought I'd just do a shave. Just have fun, talk about things going on in my life and everything else. Obviously, the Shaving Cadre shave shirt patina is much better in black, as you can see. So first, before we do anything else, my good brother, Nurse Dave, great name, Dave, of course, how could it not be a good name, took an issue with me on calling the Vector the best style razor that's ever been made. I maintain that, and I would like to do a comparison for you. Because we know that Nurse Dave, sometimes can get off his meds, and we want to make sure that we feel comfortable with him, but also show him that he is dead wrong. So let's compare the two, shall we? So first off, you have the Vector. Sleek, stainless steel, beautiful, thin head, looks like it's made to shave in speed. Then you have the Occam. Now, he has got the Orin, which basically has a cutout here. So if you like to shave with a Dyson fan, then you're there. But look, this looks like a TIE fighter. Well, we all know what happened to the TIE fighters at the end of Star Wars, don't we? And it also looks like Bullwinkle. So when we're looking at these comparisons on which is the best, you have to say, huh? Hey, Rocky, watch me shave Nurse Dave's face. Or we look at the Vector. Delta 6-2, bogeys 6 o'clock. Zoom. See? So it's pretty obvious, Dave, which one is the nicer of the two razors. So I thought I'd just, let you know that. So anyhow, today's shave, we're taking a break from the whole Kaizen versus the world and me getting beaten up over it. And we're just going to do a regular shave. Today we are going to use Mitchell's Wool Fat. And for Dave, and I was speaking of how you have to keep your fans happy, Dave took issue with me again in another situation where I used my Matt DeRuiter F1 carbon fiber wonderful brush with a Whip Dog silver tip, but I used the Vector. So he's got, he had some issues because he loves my straight razors. So for Dave, and this is the only reason I'm doing this video, for Dave, the Jerry Stark 6/8 Ferrari concept razor. Thus for you, Dave. Because really I don't need to shave because I shaved at about 8 o'clock last night. And I really don't have that much. But for the aftershave, we will be using, in my opinion, what is probably one of the best hyaluronic serums out there. You can only get it through one place that I know of, and that's Gifts and Care in Europe. It's the Omega Via Barberia Aquae. Now, they've got, I think, 3 or 4 different flavors, but this one is fantastic. And then for the EDT, we will be Q's, of course, Ferrari Black. So, okay, what's going on in Dave's world? Well, as most of you know, I am opening up a new barbershop, and there's pictures over in the barbershop, my barbershop thread. Very excited about that. We're going to be I'm taking a few days off just to relax, and we'll be opening July 1st. And some big news on that, Kyle and I Kyle is one of my clients, UA Cowboy. We have decided we're going to do a live Zoom haircut and maybe a shave too. We'll see how it goes. And that'll be on July 10th. So we'll send out notices for those of you that would like to take part, ask questions about the haircut and the shave and everything else. So we'll see if we can make that happen. With the Mitchell's Wool Fat, which I guess I could have included in the Titans, but it's really a harder soap to get used to. So I want to do something easy. I start with a dry brush and a very, very lightly wet puck. Because I find that with Mitchell's Wool Fat, it works much better starting dry, but you also have to load the what out of it. So, where we can get away with Kaizen or with SV or with any of the other soaps, CBL, loading for, 10 seconds. This one, you have to load a little bit longer. This, with Mitchell's Wool Fat, I think that you have to load it like you stole it. And so I'll load 30, 40 seconds to really get all the soap in there. And like I said, I start with a drier brush to get as much soap as I can, and then add water as necessary. So we'll wet the face again. Because Mitchell's does take some building. But once you get it right, it's phenomenal. Especially for straight shaving. Super slick. And I would say it actually rivals Williams as far as slickness once it's right. In fact, they're very similar, I think. But the key to Mitchell's, for me, is just taking your time with it. And adding water slowly. And then working it back in. A lot of people feel that that's just too much work for a soap, but once you get it, it's tremendous. Just a clean, soapy smell. I'm almost there. And all I'm doing is just dipping the tips and reworking that in there. Shout out to KJ, because years ago, I think it was KJ, somebody, I was having trouble with Williams, or with this and Williams. And I just learned to lather it better. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. And with Mitchell's, you kind of know when it's ready. Believe it or not, it starts to get quiet. Okay, I think we're there. Get my trusty lather flannel. Okay. Once again, the Jerry Stark 7/8. This thing is a monster. And Mitchell's is one of those soaps that gets better with each pass, because some of the residual lather will stay, or some of the residual slickness will stay. Very, very much like Williams. And for those of you that are straight razor guys, check out Jerry Stark. He is an Arizona-based artisan. And he does more than straight razors. In fact, him and his wife own one of the largest knife stores in the United States up in the Holbrook area of Arizona. I think it's called Knife City, USA. If you've ever been on Interstate 40, it's right off Interstate 40. This is a big razor. It's a little bit outside what I normally use. Usually 5/8, 6/8 is my wheelhouse. But it was one of the first custom razors I had. Good first pass. So what's been going on? Besides the barbershop, obviously we have the fires. I posted a small update on the fires. A little over almost 90,000 acres now. And what was surprising to me when I did some research is what cities in the U.S. could fit inside the fire perimeter. But the good news is we are out of the set zone now. So we still have some fires burning behind the house, but it's more hot spots than anything else. So hopefully we won't get put back on set, which for those that don't know, we have what they call a ready, set, go. And ready is just be ready just in case. Set is to have everything packed and ready to move out, and then go is obviously the full evacuation. And we bounced back and forth from that so many times that it was crazy. Now, so hopefully we won't get back into that. We do have today, unfortunately, some very high winds. Which are going to hamper some efforts. I'm on the western side of the mountain triangle. And basically, even though we're considered Tucson, we are north of Tucson, and the mountain range separates us. We have to drive around the mountain to get into Tucson. In fact, from my house, if I was to draw a straight line through the mountain, even though it looks like it's east, it would draw a line straight through the mountain to Tucson. And there, Tucson is on the southern side of the mountain range. Oracle, where my new shop's at, in Catalina, or excuse me, not Catalina, but San Manuel, Mammoth, all mining towns, are on the eastern side, or actually northeastern side. And then the Reddington area, which is where you'll have Benson, Tombstone, is on the eastern side, and that's where the fire is really burning most actively. Okay, pass number 2 was actually slicker than pass number 1. Not a lot of residual slickness. I mean, it's usually during the shave that it really holds its own. So what else? Well, we're going to go play dominoes tonight, which we have not done in a long time with some friends. Don't forget, for those that are interested, we have our old guys Zoom call tomorrow at 2300 Zulu, which is 4 p.m. Tucson time, a little bit earlier. So we'd love to have you join us. If you do sign up, I will see that hopefully and send you the information on how to get into the call. Add a little bit more water. So Mitchell's will take a ton of water. And when you start with a drier brush, sometimes you kind of have to. Also, a little bit of condolences go out. We had a situation that I was made aware of that I'm very saddened about. I hope you guys can take this. We had a situation that occurred, and I found this out through a video. We had a situation occurred where Nurse Dave, it's always about Nurse Dave. Have you noticed that? Always about Nurse Dave. Dave in Kentucky, what's up with that? It's always about Nurse Dave. Nurse Dave, while doing his video today, was gifted something very cool from Kyle, UA Cowboy, in the form of a dolphin. And the dolphin actually fit inside his Nivea bottle, which was really, really cool. Except if you notice very closely, the dolphin is belly up. Nurse Dave, you killed the dolphin. A dolphin. So, and I think a lot of that is because the dolphin heard Dave speaking about the blasphemy that is the Orin being a better razor than the Vector. And the poor dolphin said, "Thank you for the fish." Boom, belly up, and that's it. So a few of us, including the federal government, have come out with a new society. 2020, go figure. A new society, and that's the basically the Society for the Prevention of Killing of 3D printed dolphins. So Dave, expect protests to occur, because you can't go around killing 3D printed dolphins. They're supposed to be upright. And, you know, you can't get a dolphin smooth shave if you've got a belly up dolphin. So, you know, we're calling you out on that, Dave. We're calling you out on it. Of course, Dave knows that I'm just kidding. Well, actually, I'm not. So that's pretty much what's going on in my world. I'm excited to be waiting for my ASD2 that I purchased from Nurse Dave, who should be here Monday. One thing I have to be careful with this razor, it's got a French point on it. And I've, unfortunately, God blessed me with free-floating earlobes. And I've, on more than one occasion with this razor, tried to decide to rearrange my face and look like Van Gogh. So I'm a little careful with that. Okay, 3 passes. Oh, wonderful shave. I'll do a little bit of cleanup, but like I said, I do not do cleanup with this razor without lather, because that's when I would get some blade shatter. because the residual slickness is, like I said, not the greatest. I did not strop in between because I just rehoned this razor recently. Because I, at one point, lent this razor to somebody on another forum that ruined the edge, so I had to rehone it. So, as always, the Stark does a fantastic job of the razor. Like I said, the residual slickness is terrible on Mitchell's. And for those of you on the cadre, that was my wife paying me back for something. I don't know exactly what, but she paid me back for this. And I thought she was on board with the Society for the Dolphins, but it wouldn't surprise me if Nurse Dave called her and said, hey, you have any silly string? Let's screw up Dave's video and try it that way. Thank you, honey.
Ooh, that stinks.
Yeah, it does. It smells like a belly up dead dolphin. Oh, and by the way, Nurse Dave, just so you know, the belly up dead dolphin idea was Sharon's. So on the Zoom call tomorrow, you can blame her. Nice shave. Like I said, the moisture and residual slickness, you do get a little bit from the lanolin, which is not bad. But the cool thing is this Omega will make it all better. So this comes in a just a little pump and basically 2 squirts, which is about that much. If you can see that, that's all you need. It's very thick. And once again, you rub it in, and this does have that hyaluronic acid. And this is a serum. But boy, does it re-moisturize. It's got a light, the Aquay anyway, has got a light citrus scent. But just wonderful. And I usually put a little bit on the arms as well. But just a really nice, and when it dries down, it just makes your face feel so smooth. Today we'll be using English Fern, because this is pretty much a neutral scented shave, so we'll add some of the English Fern before we add the Ferrari. So this shave has been a lot about Nurse Dave, and if you'd like to contribute to the Society of the Prevention of Deaths to the 3D printed dolphins, you can send those donations and those protests to the Society of the Prevention of Death to 3D printed dolphins, and you can send that to P.O. Box 3565, 42nd Lane, 42, Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Ah, wonderful. And just for the heck of it, we'll go ahead and finish off with the Ferrari Black. Which is a very, typical cologne-y, drugstore type scent, but it's very nice. I mean, it's got a very sharp Italian flavor to it and everything else. So there you go, guys. Just a shave, just to have a shave. We certainly appreciate you joining us. A little bit long, but thank you so much, and we'll see you on the Zoom call tomorrow. TSC, thank you for being members. www.theshavingcadre.com. Take care.